So, hi everyone. I just thought that I had to cancel a few classes this week because of the predicted storm weather and stuff, and it's just not very pleasant. I don't want to bring people out unnecessarily, and I know that some of my students are so lovely that they would try their hardest to get there. So, what I thought I'd do is I'm planning, we'll see how it goes, I'm planning about a 30-minute kind of little video with probably 3 kind of 10-minute segments that you can just click off after that 10 minutes if that's all the time you've got. If you want to go longer, then you can. So as you can see, I am seated. I am just in my regular computer chair. Obviously I'm not in front of my computer, as you won't be able to see me. So I am thinking that I know a lot of us, and I include myself in that as well, that that you maybe after half an hour or whatever on the computer or the laptop you feel really tight shoulders, you feel, oh god, and the thought of actually getting up from the chair and getting out a mat, getting on the floor is probably just not going to happen. It seems like it's too much effort, and I'm okay with that. I totally get that. So the suggestion today is, let's see what can we do in your computer chair, in your laptop chair, or maybe not, just in an ordinary chair, totally up to you. But I just thought I'd use this one as a demonstration. So the first thing we're going to do is just push that chair away and just sit up as tall as you can. And just kind of lean back a little bit. Depending what chair you're on, you might be able to bring the arms back behind you maybe, and just kind of, I've got my elbows, my arms just over the back of the chair here. And just kind of squeeze the shoulder blades a bit together, look up to the ceiling, and then maybe just take the arms out in front and round a bit through the shoulders. So we can do very similar movements to how we would do if we were on the floor. When we come up and we sit up, we bring one hand to the seat of the chair, we do little side bends. Exhale, we come back down. Inhale, we lean over. And exhale, we come down. Just 2 more. And if you want to go a bit differently, maybe you just got to take the arm out so that you're not actually supporting yourself on the chair, so that when you do go, you're really using your oblique muscles. You can feel that you're lengthening down one side and contracting through the other. So you decide whether you want to hold on to the chair as you do 3 on each side of your little side bends. We do some twisting always. So again, I can just take my arm back over the chair. I can bring my other hand to the thigh. So I've gone to my left hand side. So I've got my left arm over the chair, right hand is on my left thigh, and I just stay here maybe. Or I could decide just to change with every side. Right arm goes over the chair, left hand comes to either the thigh or maybe the seat of the chair, and we can stay there for 3 deep breaths or change it each time. You decide. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, release. Coming back to centre. Remember, the idea is to try to keep the knees in the same position, so we're not kind of bringing them together as we come into our twist. So you decide what type of twist you'd like to do. Does it feel good to stay in your twist, or does it feel good to move? And if you spent maybe, it's quite easy to spend an hour or so on the computer, I know that. It may feel that you want to move from side to side. Perfectly fine. Just do what feels right for you. So now we're just going to widen the feet. Hands go onto the thighs. As you inhale, you're going to lift up, feel the heart center lifting up. And as you exhale, you just fold your body down, bringing the belly down to the thighs, as if you're kind of following a straight line of the wall in front of you. And maybe then you just let your head come down. So we're trying to keep our body parallel to the floor. And then you slowly and gently just unhinge. So if I turn sideways, that's the other reason I'm using this, it's easier to do that. So again, we inhale, we lift up through the heart center, we fold forwards. I'm trying to keep my shoulder blades together. I'm imagining my spine is staying as straight as it can be. And maybe I'll just look down as I, again, draw the shoulders away from my ears. And then on the next inhale, without maybe using my hands on your thighs, we just gently come back up. Again, one more time. Inhale, lengthen up. Maybe widen the feet a bit more. Exhale, fold down a little bit further maybe. maybe feeling a stretch in the lower back. There's a natural arch there too. Shoulder blades coming together. Maybe the face just goes down, looking to the floor. You can drop the head down a little bit more if you wanted to, and kind of look underneath the chair. And then slowly let the head come back up, let the back be straight, and unhinge from that position. I'll just take a few moments there. As always, we're just going to do some movements with our head, just whatever feels right for you. There's only so many ways our head moves. North, south, east, west is one of my descriptions. Doing the four corners. And then maybe just kind of taking the chin a little bit down to each side. Fabulous. Going to just let the right hand come down to the floor. Just gently take the left hand over. Going to just very softly hold on to the side of your head here and just gently allow it to fall over. So I'm not pulling with my left hand. I'm literally just using the weight of my hand there as a little stretch. And then slowly and gently just lift up through the left arm, so it's right arm, sorry, so it's parallel to the floor. And then maybe feel the head just moves a little bit further away. So the stretch, you could be feeling it from the jawline, the base of your ear, or maybe the base of your skull. And then slowly and gently keep the head over there and just allow the arm to gradually float down. So you may be feeling a stronger stretch through the side of your neck and the shoulder. Maybe just take a breath there. And then slowly release your left hand. Just let the left fingertips come to your cheekbone just to lift the head up. Maybe take the hands onto your thighs. Just notice how that side of your neck, your shoulder, everything feels. Maybe move your head if you feel you'd like to. And then we're just going to go to the other side. So now it's the left arm that drops down. We drop the right ear over to the right shoulder. And we just pop that right hand on the top there. Just adding weight. I'm not pulling, I'm not pushing. There's no energy there at all. Slowly and gently just lift the left arm up so it's parallel to the floor. And as you do that, maybe notice you could just take the head over a little bit more. And then reach out through those fingertips of that left hand and slowly and gently lower the left arm down. And maybe notice how that stretch on the side of your neck now changes. Maybe you felt it from the base of your ear, now it's from your jawline. Maybe it's from your jawline, now you feel it from the base of your skull. One more breath there. And then slowly and gently just fingertips on that cheekbone to lift you up. Shoulder rolls, always a great thing to do. And just slowly take a few moments. So now we're sitting up away from the chair. The idea now is to wrap your arms around you, give yourself a big hug, draw the shoulders down a little bit. And without moving the hips, we're just going to take those arms over, let the chin come over with you, hold it maybe for 3 breaths, come back to centre, or maybe change with every breath. Again, you decide. I quite like changing with every breath. I think it seems to nourish, if you like, all the muscles going up through the spinal column, through the shoulders, through the ribs, through the waist. And again, there's nothing moving us around except these muscles in your core, in your abdominal area, in your back and the waist. Slowly, when you've done 3 on both sides, just release. Now I'm going to cross the arms over the other way. So I'm hoping you remember which one went first, because I forgot to remind you. And then on your next inhale, you lift the arms up, you arch through the back a bit, and then you take those arms right up to the sky, and you exhale, you bring them down. We cross them over again. Inhale, lift them up and open as you exhale. One more time, here we go. Draw the elbows down into your body. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, release. And then one more time, again I'll just turn sideways for this one maybe. We're going to take those elbows onto the shoulders, and again we exhale, we kind of draw everything down in towards our body. As we inhale this time, we take the arms out and squeeze the shoulder blades together. change our elbow, whichever one was on top, we change it over, we draw the elbows to the belly, we round through the shoulders, we inhale, we open up, look like you can hear the voice changing through the stretch in my throat. And again, just 2 more times. Lift up the heart center. Exhale, squeeze those arms. Really get the stretch between. So we're constantly kind of contracting through the rhomboid muscles, those muscles between the shoulder blades, and then we're stretching them. And then slowly and gently come back up to center. And that may be enough for you to do. Just to warm up the shoulders. My shoulders feel quite warm. They feel a lot looser than if I had been on the computer for a couple of hours. So maybe just take a few moments here. So if that's all you've got time for today, then by all means either pause, hit stop, whatever. But please come back. There'll be 2 other sections. So here's the second section. So we're just kind of working our way down. Again, the other thing that gets stuck, all through those practices with the shoulders and the arms, the upper body, the hips and the legs, we're barely moving. And a lot of the times we get stuck is when we get those sitting bones kind of digging into the butt cheeks. The knees haven't moved, the feet haven't moved. So a very simple way, let's start now from the feet coming up through the legs. So we're just going to kind of roll up again, maybe I'll turn sideways. Just lift up the heels, come onto the balls of your feet, and then roll to the heels and lift up the balls of your feet. And just kind of keep doing that. And hopefully you can feel what's going on in the lower leg. This is a great way too if you're travelling, whether you're, obviously not if you're a driver, but if you're a passenger in a car, or maybe you're on a coach or a train, maybe you're on a plane. This is one exercise you can do really easily. And if you can feel what's going on, it's almost those muscles are kind of squeezing to make sure that the blood is still getting round to those areas. Our body is regulated in such a way that it will. But if we sit still for a long time, maybe that doesn't happen quite so much. And then again, we can maybe lean back into the chair. We can maybe hold on to the sides of the chair. And we're just going to lift up through one leg and then lift up through the other leg. We can flex the feet if you wanted to, so the toes are kind of turned up or pointed away from you. We can relax the feet. Totally up to you. And we can do this for as long as you like. This is actually quite strong. It doesn't look bouncy strong. We can sit up a little bit. We can not hold on to the side of the chair. We can maybe bring our hands into our lower belly and just feel those movements going. We can extend out through the leg, taking it in turns. And you might notice I haven't got my yoga clothes on today, because the whole point of this is we've been at the laptop, you've been you've done the table, working on paperwork, whatever it is. You just feel the need to do something. You're not going to go and change and put your leggings on and put your yoga top on. You're just going to do whatever you're doing with what you're wearing then. So I didn't go and change either. And again, you can hold the leg out. We can do some ankle rolls here. You can't see, but I'm making ankle rolls with my foot. You can change legs, do the same with the other. So as you do that, maybe you can feel how the quads are contracting here. And wind those circles. Maybe you can feel how all those muscles in the lower leg are working as well. And then we can just kind of change it up a little bit. A lot of us, I say us, I'm very fortunate. I don't particularly, I'm just reaching my table there to touch wood. I don't suffer too much with sciatica or anything like that, but I know a lot of people do. So again, one leg crossing over. You can see already that my left thigh is going across the midline of my body. And if I was to keep my knees central and just do that little twist here, then you can see how that's going to get into that left hip. I can also bring that left foot onto my right knee. And try not to begin with, maybe we sit back into the chair. The idea here, if we can, is quite interesting because I don't normally get a chance to look at myself like full on. But the idea here is our intention is to allow our left hip to open so much with that rotation of the thigh bone that the left knee drops down and becomes parallel to the right knee. Now, as you can see, for me, that's not happening. And I'm okay with that because this is about as far as I can go. I'm going to flex through my left foot because that actually helps to support my left knee. I'm going to just constantly just think about rotating that thigh out. And maybe you can notice actually my knee is very slowly just dropping down a fraction. If I want to go deeper, I'm going to turn around for this one. Then I lean away from the back of the chair. And what I could do, and for me, to be honest, I really can't go a whole bunch further forwards than this before I do feel the stretch in my left hip, my thigh, my buttock, outer thigh, is that we just kind of come forwards, just like we would if we were on the floor and we're doing maybe our keyhole, threading the needle, holding onto the foot, bringing everything towards us. Sitting up as tall as you can, shoulders away, folding forwards just a fraction. And then what we could do as well is just kind of hold on to the foot of the knee and just move it around. And just release it. Maybe sit away from the chair, maybe notice the difference in your thighs, your buttocks, lower back maybe. And then we go to the other side. So we're going to draw that leg in. We cross it over first. So notice I'm already getting a bit of a stretch here. We can do a little twist here, taking the body round. Although the hips aren't moving, we're kind of deepening that sensation. Sitting up nice and tall. And then we do the same on this side as we did on the other side. Now those of you watching will notice that this is my tight side. I'm almost shocked about how high my left knee is. I kind of knew it was, but now I can see it. So the idea here, again, flexing through the right foot. So that's going to support the right knee. I'm going to just sit back for a little while and just slowly soften. Feel that this right thigh bone, is rotating outwards all the time. Maybe just a bit of weight. We're not pushing the knee down. It's still nowhere near level with my left knee, but it's a lot closer than it was when I first put the foot on my knee. Sitting up away from the chair. Again, for me, this is really quite uncomfortable. And my knee wants to lift up a little bit, so I'm just going to take a bit of time here. And then maybe just leaning forwards. Shoulders down your back, lift up through the heart centre. All of those little adjustments for me just deepen that stretch on that thigh. Slowly and softly. And then gradually, I'm just going to swivel around. We're going to hold up through that right foot and just slowly and gently rock it across and feel what's going on in that hip. Tightness in the buttocks, the thigh maybe. And then slowly and gently release. Just come back, just take a few moments here. I hope you got the balance between those feet a little bit. We're going to just come a little bit away from the back of the chair so we can lean back. And again, to begin with, we're not going to use our hands. If it's a bit too much, then we do. We'll hold on to the seat, totally up to you. But the idea here is we just draw one knee in, exhale, drop it down, inhale, exhale. Knee comes to the chest, we can slow it down, you can flex through the foot as well, that will engage a little bit more through the muscles. Just for me, one more on both sides. And then we can just add in the arms, we can bring the arms up. So that now as we come, we bring that elbow to the knee, elbow to the knee. Now if like me you're still leaning backwards, you can probably feel it feels a little bit awkward. So maybe now it's time for us to sit up, elbow to knee, and really get that kind of crunching, little sideways maybe, elbow to knee, elbow to knee. Just take your time. If you had little 1 kilo weights or 1 pound weights, you can maybe have those in your hand as well. But yeah, maybe not have those right alongside you. You can bring your fingertips to the shoulders. Again, that's going to make it a little bit more awkward. And maybe think about trying to meet halfway between the elbow and the knee. Keep the breath going. I nearly held my breath there. Really keep the breath going. So you can do that as long as you feel that's working for you. The other thing we can do is to stretch the legs out and try and touch the toes with the opposite hand. You could kick it up a little bit more, have one hand up in the sky, one hand touching the toe. You can have them out wide, so you're getting a bit more of a twist through the upper body. And slowly just come back to sitting. So just close your eyes, sit up nice and tall if you prefer to lean back, scoot back into the chair, maybe just take a few moments. So that could be your second segment. That could be a different way, working from the soles of your feet almost up to the hips, maybe a bit higher. The original one, we were working a bit more from the crown of your head down. Just take a few moments. If you're going to stay with me, then please just take a few moments, close your eyes, go within, notice how you feel. Notice maybe a sense of energy. Notice your breath. Notice your mind. You may have a couple of emails that you're really desperate to get done. And by all means, stop here. It's totally fine. But if you'd like to, you can either come back another time and do the third segment rather, or maybe you're going to stay with me. I hope you will. So for this, I'm actually going to change the position of my chair because I want to do something different with this, where we stand up. So I am going to move my chair over here, and I feel that I may need to, oh no, I think you can see me from there. That's fine. You know what my chair looks like. It's more me. So again, what we can do here is hands on the hips. If you're a bit wobbly, just come to the side of the chair, take your hand onto the back, and again, I've got it resting against my table. All right, so I would put it here, but then you wouldn't be able to see what we're doing. And you just very gently just lift up, tapping with your foot. If you don't need the hand on the chair, then that's fabulous. You can just come around and do it. My chair's going to wobble a bit, so that's why I was doing it sideways. But a very light little tap, as if you're almost not making huge contact. We can do a double tap. So we're doing a little bit of balance as well as working. You can hold the arms up into the ceiling if you wanted to. You can just do the single tap, the double tap, whatever you feel works for you. But the whole point of having the chair against something is it's not going to roll away. So we're going to take our hands onto the chair, we're going to take a step back, we're going to bend the knees, and the invitation now, imagine you're almost doing a down dog, is that you're going to lengthen up, maybe bring those hips back, I'm hoping you still see, yeah, maybe take the hands forwards, and just allow your head maybe to come down between your arms. Bend your knees as much or as little as you need to. And just wag your hips, just like we do in down dog. Maybe walk it out a little bit. Notice how that gets into the IT band, this tightness down the side of your thigh. And then slowly, gently, we just round up. Take a little step maybe towards the chair, and just again, it depends what height your chair is. Invitation here is we're just going to lift up through one arm, do a little twist, hands come back down. Again, if maybe like me, you've got dodgy shoulders, maybe just take the palm of your hands to your sacrum, exhale, come down, inhale, little twisting, just lifting up through that shoulder, and just changing sides with your breath. Exhale, coming down, inhale one more time on both sides. Feel free to open up the arm or just have the hand onto the sacrum. You decide. And then slowly come back. And then let's come down onto your forearms maybe. And again, just kind of bend the knees, try to get that straight spine. If you feel you need to bring the hips back a little bit. And just going to waggle the hips a bit side to side. Check out how that feels. And then maybe we can just lift up one foot and slowly and gently take it out behind you. And then you exhale, you bring it underneath and let the foot come down. If that's a bit tricky and your chair's moving a lot, like mine was just then maybe we can just do it with your hands. Stretching it out behind you. Try not to shift too much through the body position, rounding through the back, and then the foot comes down. So you decide whether it feels, I found it a little bit stronger doing it on my elbows. It would be a lot easier if my chair wasn't big enough to swivel, but it is, and that's okay. Inhale, exhale, extend the leg away from you. Inhale, drawing it back. Exhale, let it come down. Maybe do a couple with hands. Notice how that feels. Maybe elbows, and notice how that feels. Fabulous. And then let's bring our forearms down to the chair again. And again, we're going to try to bring the hips back. And we could just do some kind of very gentle cat-cow movements here. Maybe just looking forwards, looking backwards. And when we've done 3, maybe we come up onto our hands here. Oops. There we go. That's what comes with not wearing the yoga necklace. And again, tap the tailbone right under, chin to chest. And then roll the shoulders away, look to the back of the chair. Rounding up again. So we're still getting that wonderful sense of flexion and extension through the spine. Excellent. And then slowly come up, just round the back, give the hips a little wiggle, and slowly come down onto your forearms again. So the idea is, the way that my chair is, I can just take my hands to the back of my chair, so my forearms are a little bit more parallel than they would be normally. Normally I'd have my hands together, but that's just the way that my chair is. So I'm taking it right back, so it's right against the table, and I'm going to bring my feet together. And I'm going to kind of bring a bit of weight into the forearms, draw the shoulders away from my ears, and slowly and gently lift up through my left leg. I'm going to bend my left leg. I'm going to lift up. I'm going to open up through that left hip. And then slowly and gently come back, stretch it out behind me, and gradually let it come back down. And we do the same with the other side. We're going to bring up the right leg now, extend it out behind you. Bend the knee, open up through that hip, just like we do in down dog sometimes. Slowly come back to center, extend it out away from you, and gradually bring it back down. We're going to slowly take the hands to the edge of the chair, and maybe a little bit of kind of as if you're trying to push it backwards a little bit. Feet about hip width apart again. We're just going to come up onto the balls of your feet and kind of bring the shoulders a little bit over your wrists. And then bend the knees, stick the bottom out. And imagine someone's going to pull those hips back and your hands are glued to the floor. Slowly come forwards, roll up onto the balls of your feet. Look at the back of the chair. Bend the knees. Really lift those sitting bones and tailbone up to the sky, and let the heart center drop down to the floor. One more time, you round up. We're coming forwards, looking towards the back of the chair, and then we bend the knees, we roll the shoulders right back and lengthen out, almost again like your downward dog. From here we can stay here, we can lift up through one arm, slowly bring it back down again, lift up through the other arm, and slowly bring it back down. Can we do 2 more on both sides? Try to keep the hips coming back, keep the heart centering, dropping to the floor, not lifting. Sitting bones lifting. One last time. And then soften, soften, soften. Give everything a bit of a shake out. You can leave your chair exactly where it is. I'm going to bring my back so that you can join me. We're going to come down, sit on the chair. And just take a few moments. And maybe notice there's a bit of energy going through your body, bit of warmth, bit of buzzing, bit of tingling. Again, we could just draw those legs in, give it a good hug. Do the same with the other side. Lifting up through those arms, interlace your fingers above you. Just a little side bend over to one side. Exhale, come back to centre. Lifting up over to the other side. And come back to centre. And slowly and gently just lift those arms down. A few little shoulder rolls. Maybe move the head around. And just take several moments here. Really just come back to your breath. Those emails can wait. The paperwork can wait. Still in front of you. Maybe it's over to the side. But just take a few moments just to be. Fabulous. So I'm hoping that those three, either separate little segments, they're about 10 minutes each I think, may enable you to break up your epic marathon doing emails or paperwork. I know that we all do that sometimes. I'm a great one. I procrastinate, and then I spend hours, because once I get into it, I'm on it. It's great. Maybe you're the same as me. As I say, feel free to break them up. Otherwise, watch all three, maybe back to back. Again, each one is slightly different for different areas of our body. So until we meet again on the mat, maybe, if you are one of my Zoom or YouTube people, if you're watching this and you'd like to join me for the Zoom or the YouTube video, then please just contact me, www.yogastudiobutte.com. Please do, it'd be lovely to hear from you. Otherwise, from those of you that are my students already, thank you so much for joining me. Have a great weekend. I'm recording this on Wednesday the 1st of November. Holy cow. Time is rolling on. Don't forget, be present, be in the moment. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care, guys. Namaste.